had ice cream cones, they had single dips, and that was for a nickel. Well, Ivan thought, hey, I'm going to really get these people going, so double dip and still a nickel. So that brought lots of people in to buy ice cream. Also, at that period of time, that first day, July 4th, the first 50 kids in line got free ice cream cone. And one of the people that was in line, I'm jumping ahead of the story, but 37 years later, when they closed, the same man was there, and Ivan served him an ice cream cone. So it's kind of neat in the memories that worked out that way. Also, remember we mentioned that Eva Smith, her maiden name was Underwood. Well, she was Ivan's and Naomi's first employee. And that was some of the first. The first 2 years of the Conery being open was only open in the summertime. And they only sold ice cream cones, pop, and candy. And also, many of their customers were people that bought ice cream in the bulk and took it home, because at that time, in the 30s and the early, well, especially in the mid-30s, many people didn't have refrigeration yet. They had ice boxes, but it was very difficult to keep ice cream in the ice box, so they'd dish it up, take it home, and eat it on the way or on quick as they got home. So that was another outlet for the business, the sweet tooth, and the things was going on. Let's see what we got next. Next we have in 1937, they added a soda fountain and grill. Sandwiches, 10 cents. Can you imagine getting a sandwich for 10 cents? This was in 1937. Again, they started at that time being open year-round and adding the grills and the sodas and different kinds of food and goodies. About that same time, we added a jukebox and a dance floor. And this is a thing that probably many of you people here remember a lot about the Conery, of the jukebox. Ivan owned his own jukebox. The first one was, I think he said, only 10 records. And I'm not sure, but they were probably 78. And only played one side. Later he got another one and he played 25. But that one kind of was not in too good shape, because every once in a while it malfunction and break all the records because it come up the side. So later they come up with the one that had 100, 50 would receive 50, and that's 45s would hold 50 records. So therefore they had 100 songs that they could use. And often they would have to buy 2 or 3 at a time, because the popular ones would wear out real quick. Along with that same time, I need to kind of mention the fact that Naomi had a nickname, and it was Smiley. And supposedly this come about because supposedly the people that I talked to, she usually had a smile, a mischievous smile on her face when people would come in. This one customer came in, and when he first walked in, he said, "Hi, Smiley." And he kept coming back, and every time he'd come in, he'd call her Smiley. Well, the name stuck, and most people from then on, it wasn't Mrs. Smith, it was Smiley from then on. So if I, instead of using Naomi, I say Smiley, you know who I'm talking about. During that period of time, 1946, the jukebox was pretty popular with the kids, especially on Friday nights after the ball games. The state came in, or the state passed a law saying that anybody that had entertainment type of thing, that they had to pay a tax. Well, they had to stop the dance floor and shut off the music. So again, Ivan was thinking. So it so happens in the back part of the northwest corner, at one time during that period of time, there was a gas station that was attached, and it was run by Lem Allen. So they knocked a hole in the back part of the front of the Conery, put a big window in, and put a dance floor in the gas station part. So yeah, that took care of the law that satisfied as long as something wasn't being sold, they could still do dancing in the building, as long as it wasn't selling anything in the same room. So he was thinking all the time. Some other things about at that time, work permits. Still, we have such a thing, but at that time, the school would provide work permits because many of the employees were the younger school-age children, girls, and the Department of Labor lady came in one day and she wanted to see his permit because he had just hired a new girl. Well, the girl had gone up to, again, Eva Smith this time, who was Mr. Nurnberger's secretary, and she did the permits. Well, she was busy, so she didn't get the permit made out. So the girl come back and Ivan put her back to work, or put her to work. Well, the lady was there to check on the permits, and she didn't have one. So Ivan said, well, I better go run down there. So he run down to the superintendent's office and went in. Luckily, Eva had made it out, and he brought it back, handed it to the lady, and the lady looked at him. She says, well, you know, I could have given you a citation because you didn't have one. So, but it worked out that time, so he got away this time without being fined. That's how the working permits work. Some of the difficult times that they had during the days was the World War II broke out. There was times that as many as 7 to 9 days they were without ice cream, because ice cream was the materials that was used to make ice cream, especially sugar and some of the other ingredients, were rationed, and the plant that was making the ice cream wasn't able to get the supplies. So they was kind of out of luck as far as ice cream. Without ice cream, there's not too much going on. So for the next 2 years, Ivan got a job at Redmond Trailer. For 2 years, he worked there during the day and came home and helped Smiley at night run the Conery as long as it was open. So that was one of the difficult times that the people in the area, supplies that they delivered at one time, ice cream was delivered in 100-gallon lots. I suppose they were maybe 8 or 10 or 5 to 10-gallon containers. They would get 100 gallons at a time. Ice cream cones, 25 cases of 1,000. That's 25, that's a lot of them. He remarked at one time he had a supply upstairs of 70,000 ice cream cones. So I don't know whether they all got used up, but he got a good deal on a delivery of a large lot. So it worked out. Chocolate syrup, 10 cases of numbers 6 pounds, number 10 cans. 10 cases of 6 cans, number 10 cans at a time. That's a lot of chocolate syrup. Marshmallows, potatoes, and sugar came in 100-pound bags. Ivan always preferred Idaho potatoes because Michigan potatoes, he said, was much darker and the kids didn't like them so well. So he used Idaho's. This is something that, thankful, the Historical Society has benefited from. Yes, the toll house, which was on the corner of Croswell and M46 on the east edge of town. Sometime in the early 30s, about the time that they opened the business, Ivan, with a loan from his father, purchased the toll house at that site, which was a landmark as far as the area was concerned, because it was